Ever wondered why some people seem to have it all figured out financially while others struggle from paycheck to paycheck? Let's dive into the world of personal finance. Think of it as a roadmap of your financial life. Everything you do with your money, whether it's earning, spending, saving, or investing, falls under the umbrella of personal finance. It's a critical aspect of our lives that, unfortunately, we often overlook. But why is personal finance important? Well, it's simple, really. Good personal finance habits allow us to meet our financial goals, be it buying a house, starting a business, or retiring comfortably. Now, what's one of the most powerful tools in personal finance? You got it. It's budgeting. A budget is like a financial compass. It guides us in making decisions about where our money should go. Without a budget, we're essentially driving blind, unsure of where our money is coming from or where it's going. So, what are the perks of having a budget? Firstly, it provides clarity. It helps us see the big picture of our financial health, allowing us to identify areas where we can cut back and where we can splurge a little. Secondly, a budget is a great stress reliever. No more worrying about whether you'll have enough money at the end of the month. With a budget, you're in control. Lastly, a budget sets us up for financial success. It's like a stepping stone towards achieving our financial goals. You see, the difference between those who seem to have their financial life on track and those who live paycheck to paycheck isn't always about how much they earn, it's about how they manage their money. And that's where budgeting comes in. It's not just about cutting back on expenses or living frugally, it's about making informed decisions about your money, allowing you to live within your means while still enjoying life. The difference lies in managing finances wisely, and that's where budgeting comes in. So, what exactly is a budget? Well, in the simplest terms, a budget is a plan, a financial plan that outlines your income and expenses over a specific period. It's like a snapshot of your financial activity that can help you keep an eye on where your money is going. Let's break it down into three main components. The first is income. This is the money that you earn or receive. It could be from your job, your business, or even gifts. Next, we have expenses. These are the things you spend money on, like rent, groceries, entertainment, and so on. Finally, there are savings. This is the money you put aside for future use, be it for emergencies, retirement, or that vacation you've been dreaming of. A budget isn't just about counting pennies, it's about understanding your financial situation and making informed decisions. Think of a budget as a financial roadmap, guiding you towards your financial goals. Now that we understand what a budget is, how do we create one? Let's dive right in. First and foremost, identify your income. This is the total amount of money coming into your account each month. It could be from your job, a side hustle, or any other source of regular income. It's important to calculate this accurately because it lays the groundwork for your budget. If you're unsure, overestimate your expenses and underestimate your income. It's always better to err on the side of caution. Next, let's list your fixed expenses. These are the costs that don't change from month to month. Think rent or mortgage, car payments, insurance premiums, and so on. These are non-negotiable expenses that you must pay every month, so they should be the first things you account for in your budget. Then, we move on to variable expenses. These are costs that fluctuate each month. They could include groceries, gas, entertainment, eating out, and other discretionary spending. Since these costs can change, they provide the most opportunity for adjustments if you need to tighten your budget. Now here's a critical part many people overlook when budgeting: savings. Yes, savings should be included as an expense in your budget. Whether it's for an emergency fund, a vacation, retirement, or a major purchase, allocate a portion of your income towards savings each month. As the saying goes, pay yourself first. So let's put it all together. Subtract your fixed and variable expenses plus your savings from your income. Ideally, the result should be zero. This is called a zero-based budget, a concept popularized by personal finance expert Dave Ramsey. It means every dollar has a job, whether it's going towards an expense, savings, or paying off debt. Remember, creating a budget isn't about restricting what you can spend. It's about knowing where your money is going and planning how to use it best. It's about taking control of your finances and your future. Don't be discouraged if your first budget isn't perfect. It's a living document that will change as your life and priorities change. It might take a few months to get it right, and that's okay. The important thing is to start, and finally review and adjust your budget regularly. Life changes and so will your budget. Maybe you got a raise, or your rent went up, or you've paid off a debt. Adjust your budget to reflect these changes. Regular reviews will also help you identify any patterns or habits, good or bad, and allow you to adjust accordingly. Remember, the key is to make sure your income covers your expenses and savings. Creating a budget might seem daunting at first, but with a little practice it will become second nature. And the peace of mind that comes with knowing where your money is going, that's priceless. Creating a budget is one thing, but sticking to it, that's where the real challenge lies. Let's delve into some strategies on how to adhere to your financial plan. Firstly, consider the pay yourself first approach. This strategy involves setting aside a certain portion of your income for savings as soon as you get paid. Before you start paying your bills or making other expenditures, ensure that you've first allocated funds for your future financial security. This method encourages savings and reduces the temptation to overspend. Next, it's crucial to keep track of your spending. Regularly updating your budget allows you to see where your money is going and helps you identify areas where you might be overspending. You can use traditional methods like jotting down your expenses in a notebook, or leverage technology by using budgeting apps. Regular monitoring is key in sticking to your budget. Now let's talk about the importance of flexibility in a budget. Understand that a budget is not a static document but a dynamic one. Your income, expenses, and financial goals may change over time, and your budget should adapt accordingly. If you find that you've set unrealistic goals or underestimated your expenses, it's okay to reevaluate and adjust your budget. Flexibility prevents frustration and keeps your budget realistic and achievable. Lastly, let's touch on the role of discipline and financial responsibility. Sticking to a budget requires a certain level of self-control. It involves making conscious decisions to prioritize your long-term financial goals over short-term desires. Remember, budgeting is not about depriving yourself, but about making informed decisions on how to spend your money wisely. As Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, instead spend what is left after saving." This quote encapsulates the essence of budgeting, prioritizing savings and financial security over immediate gratification. Sticking to your budget requires discipline, but remember, it's all for the sake of your financial health. So, take control, stay committed, and enjoy the financial stability that comes with a well-managed budget. So, we've learned quite a bit today, haven't we? We've journeyed through the fascinating world of personal finance and budgeting, a journey that can shape the way we handle our finances for the better. Let's quickly run down memory lane and revisit what we've learned. We started off by understanding the importance of personal finance and budgeting. We discovered that budgeting is not just about saving pennies, but about gaining control over our financial life. It's about knowing where our money goes and making conscious decisions about our spending. Then, we demystified what a budget actually is. It's not as scary as it sounds, is it? A budget is simply a plan for our money, ensuring that we have enough to cover our necessities and maybe even have a little left over for the fun stuff. It's a roadmap that guides us towards our financial goals. Next, we delved into the nuts and bolts of creating a budget. We learned that it all starts with tracking our income and expenses, categorizing them, and then making a plan. Remember, it's not about perfection, but about making a plan that works for you. And of course, we talked about the crucial part, sticking to your budget. It's not always easy, but it's definitely rewarding. We learned about the importance of flexibility, the power of an emergency fund, and the value of regular check-ins to keep us on track. Now here's the exciting part. It's time for you to take action to start your own budgeting journey. It might seem daunting, but remember, it's a process. You don't have to get it perfect the first time, just start. Start with what you have, where you are. And remember, you're not alone. There are resources and tools out there to help you along the way. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start your budgeting journey today for a healthier financial future.